What's going on, coaches? Hey, let me ask something. Do you want to create the top-of-the-line best play calling sheet, your own if-then play calling sheet? Well, stick around because that's what we're doing today. I'll see you in a minute. What's going on, coaches? It's Coach McKie here. Welcome to my channel. First time visiting my channel, let me tell you what's about. Football. So buckle up, buddy, because we are going to be talking about the if-then play call sheet. I get asked this question a lot. Hey, coach, how do you create your own if-then? And I'm not going to give you the answers because what you need to do is you need to deep dive into your own playbook and figure it out yourself. And we're going to walk through an example. So if you want me to talk more about this or go over an if-then for your playbook, drop them in the comments below. Let me know where you're watching from, calling in from, so to speak, tonight. And let's get into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, and this is my standard way, the if-then based on the inside zone. I love the inside zone. I'm a huge fan of the inside zone. So we're going to base our if-then play calling from that. So let's get to the if-then. So starting right off the bat, I'm going to move this over here. We're going to do if. So inside zone, okay? And then what you do is you have a main play. You need to be able to have a main play in your offense. If you don't have a main play in your offense, you have got to do something. You've got to say, hey, this is my play. I'm going to hang my hat on this play, and this is what we are going to go with. Inside zone, you can do four verts, you can do mesh, you could do wide zone, you can do buck sweep, you can do a lot of things, but this is where you have to dig deep and actually figure out what is your play that you are going to hang your hat on, all right? For us, in this example, it's going to be inside zone. So then the defense, there's a couple of different things that they can do to stop the inside zone. So if they stop the inside zone, well, then how do they stop it? Well, let's say they scrape exchange. Scrape, please forgive my handwriting, exchange. All right? So let's say they scrape exchange. Now you need to have something. So what are you going to do when they scrape exchange? Well, what's happening? They are looping the end. So let me draw that up what I'm talking about. So if they do this right here, they have an end and a backer, and you are reading this guy, the C gap, right? He dives inside, but he's looping around, giving the quarterback a pull, but he's getting smacked in the mouth. Well, you've got to have something in there so that you can combat that. So for us, if they scrape exchange, our then is going to be lock backside. And I'm going to just put BS because that's how we do it. So this is what I'm talking about. So again, if we're going to draw up the backside, right here, they have an end and they have the linebacker. And they're trying to scrape exchange. We're just going to lock him up. We're going to take him wherever he wants to go. So if he wants to come into this gap, we're just going to wash him, and then we will have a wide receiver running a snag route right there. That is what we'll do. So then if that linebacker takes himself out of the play, the quarterback will throw it. So that is the first if-then, okay? But you can have if-thens within it. So let me get rid of this stuff while I'm talking about it. So let's say that the defense, they've become hip. They're like, you know what? That scrape exchange, try to say that 5 times fast. It's not really working right now. Let's try something else. Oh, I know. I've listened to Coach McKie and Tyler Manis talk about the tight front. Let's put the tight front in. Let's go ahead and attack that. So now defenses are going to run that 4-eye, that bastard 4-eye, where they put them inside here, and then let's say we have another gap. So we got this, okay? This is what we have right here. Defenses are going to do that to the inside zone. Well, what's your answer to that? It should be something, and you should be able to take it from the flexbone. Arc release. You arc release this tackle. So again, inside zone. All right. Here we go. Right here, 4 eyes. So if you're running inside zone and they're running 4 eyes, then arc. And you take that straight from the flexbone. There's nothing that says that you can't steal from other great offenses. Yes, I know. I said the flexbone is a great offense. It is. Paul Johnson is a hero. If any of y'all have his phone number and want to see if he wants to come on and talk some ball, please let me know because I want to talk to that man. But all you're doing is then you are just going to arc release. And then you are still reading the 4-eye. A lot of Wing-T teams are doing this on the buck sweep. I know Kenny Simpson is calling it steal. I want to say Mike Rowe called that steal as well up in Minnesota, who's now a superintendent. So now you are reading the B gap instead of the C gap, and you can play it off of that. That is an if-then right there. It is very simple. What's another thing that they can do? They can just get in straight up. They can bring outside pressure. I mean, that's something they can do. Well, then let's say I'm calling inside zone, and they're stacking the box. So we want to run inside zone. We're coming into the game plan saying, hey, this is what we are going to. I see you, Eli, you bastard. I love you, but yeah, you got me. I'm coming into this game running to run inside zone, and the defense is now saying, hey, I am not going to allow you to run inside zone. So they want to run inside zone, and they're loading the box. So then you've got to have a then. Well, if they load the box and they were looking to stop it, then you can go play action. And my favorite play action out of this, and this is just straight up 2x2, is play action, Y cross. So we've built our entire offense around inside zone. This is what we want to run, but we have different if-thens into it. If they scrape exchange, then we lock the backside and we turn to a second level RPO. If they're running 4 eyes, then we're going to arc release and read the B gap instead of the C gap. If they load the box, then we're going to play action and Y cross. If they go man-to-man, so let's go another one right here. Let's just clear this. If they go man-to-man, what do we do? Because I get that question a lot. Hey, coach, we're seeing a lot of man-to-man. What are we doing? You can have multiple if-thens inside of that. So let's say we want to be able to pass the ball, but they're going, let's say we're, again, inside zone. Shit, pee on it. I got called today for cussing, so I'm gonna try to work. Let's say inside zone, but they're man. Well, then our then play, well, then some kind of crosser. It can be shallow cross, or it could be mesh, or we could go man, but then you know what we're going to do? We're going to start using motion. So you can go different ways. If you want to run inside zone, but they're playing a lot of man-to-man blitzing, well, we can run shallow cross or mesh, because those are the plays that are really good against man-to-man that will help us free somebody up. We may even be able to pick somebody or get in the way and get ran over so someone else can pop wide open. Or if we want to continue to run the ball, well, maybe we'll go in 2x2 and then use fast motion right there to see what they're doing man-to-man. Are they chasing? Are they spinning? Are they bumping? Those are some things that can be built in so that we know what we're talking about. And that is what the if-then. So you can do this for any type of play that you want. You can do it for the buck sweep, like Eli said, have if-thens built into it. You can have this for the flexbone, which has if-thens built into it. A lot of offenses that have been around for at least 20 plus years, they have if-thens built into it. What a lot of coaches are falling into is they are trying to, right out the gate, trying to get their own offense, create their own offense. They want a bastardized version of the Wing-T air raid and run and shoot, or the flexbone pistol air raid. And I'm going to have to tell you, fellas, if it hasn't been seen now in all ranks, maybe it can't be done, because all of those systems, you have to get good at it, you have to practice it over and over and over again. You can't put all three of them together and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. So what I would advise people to do is pick a system first and learn the ins and outs of it. Then you can start branching off and doing a little bit of stuff like Lincoln Riley starting the air raid. Now he's doing his own thing. Or, the Navy coaches or the Army coaches, they're a branch of the air raid. The flexbone option, but now they have different twist on it. Navy's gone kind of a little zone type option, and they're kind of going maybe toward the Coastal Carolina and Tulane stuff, while Army's like, piss on it, we're going Wing-T style type of flexbone option. So you have to pick a core offense, then you can branch off of that. But this is the exercise you do. You sit down with your offense and you go, this is what I am going to do. This is the play. This is the play I'm going to hold on, like Johnny, wide zone. That's what Nick Caduti's done. He's done wide zone, and now he has answers inside of it. If you look at any clinic that I've done with him, he has wham plays in there. He has counters off of it where it's still wide zone blocking. He has incorporated his quarterback into running the wide zone because he's like, this is what I'm hanging my hat on. Now we're going to play the then. Well, what if they do this? Then I'm going to do that. And this takes time for you to figure it out. If you're not running your another system, the Wing-T, the Flexbone, the air raid, the run and shoot, those all have built-in if-thens. You need to study those offenses. And then while you're watching it, if you study those offenses, then you can pick up on their play calling system. See, the if-thens all in there. You just have to learn. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I see some questions. I'm going to go back. What's going on, guys? How are y'all doing? You know what? Boom, right here. If you have any questions, put them in the chat, and we will answer them. Coach Jolly, what's going on, man? Let me move you up here. Oh, snap, been a while since I caught you live. Yes, sir. How you doing down there in Florida? William, what's going on? Joshua, how are you doing? Luke, how are you from Canada? I love that you love my stuff, man. High fives and butt slaps. You know what? You get one of those. Thank you so much for being here, man. Ryan, what's going on? Coach Chapman, how you doing, man? If then, I love the if then. You know I love the if then. I know you love the if then. So that's what we're doing. Chase, what's going on, buddy? Fidel, how are you doing? Johnny, yes, sir. Alvin, what's going on? Tony, what's up, man? 6-play offense is a good offense. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for getting it, man. That's I finally figured out on Twitter how to do it. So I was excited. Eli, I hate you, but I love you. But I also hate you. Jolly, been months since I talked to Mac, and he comes with Flexbone is a great offense. First Wing-T, now Flexbone, shaking my head. They are great offenses within the play calling. The if-then structure is amazing, and you have to learn those offenses to figure out what are they trying to do to attack defenses. And once you can figure that out, you got it. Same thing, by the way, with defense. They have their own if-then structure. Like, for instance, let's say I'm cover 3, and I keep getting killed in the flats. Well, then I can go some kind of sky coverage or something where I roll the corner up in that flats, and then I play the 2 safeties, rotate them over, and take that other corner, and now I'm still in 3 deep. But I've answered what the offense is doing. You can do the same thing. That is the beautiful thing. Once you understand the if-then, you can apply it to both offense and defense. You can even apply it to special teams if you wanted to. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Willie, what's going on, man? How are you doing? I hope your football's going all right. Johnny, that's what you did for the wide zone. Coach, I need help on if-then for inside zone versus double one tech. So, okay, Jolly, put it in the chat. What do you need help with? I'll do my best. JW, what's going on, Coach? Great time down here in Australia. I want to come to Australia. I want to do a clinic down there just so I can use that and come down under, just not, messing with your insects and killer animals and all that stuff. I would say mess with the koala bears, but they can get you gonorrhea, man. That's what I heard. That's what the Animal Channel tells me. Chapman from New York. Yes, sir. Anthony, how you doing, sir? Coach Steve, what's up? Hey, we need to get a podcast in, man. We need to. It's summer's coming up. I should have time. Let's talk about Loki, which is going on tomorrow. I hope y'all like that. If there's a 4-eye, then run slice with the H-back. Sean, that is a good if-then. If you're running, hat tip to you, Sean. If you're running 11 personnel, let me write this up. So if you're doing 11 personnel, I'm guessing slice is if you're slicing across. So if you're here and you've got the 4-eye, I'm just going to put a 4-eye here. You can arc release and then come across and kick out, and you still have inside zone. That is a good if-then right there. If you're wanting to run inside zone with an H-back, you have to go ahead and start knowing what those rules are going to be so that when the defense presents this problem, you already have the answers. You do not want to have an if-then after the fact. You want to try to come for every if-then that you can perceive. And then if you do see something new after the game, whip out your phone, make a little note, and then just have a note. I have so many notes in my phone on Evernote, which syncs to everything. Just have a folder in Evernote that says if-thens. And then just say, if they run 4-eye, then run slice. You'll be amazed at what you remember when you write it down, but don't let it just sit up here because you forget stuff. I forgot what I ate 2 days ago for dinner, but I'm not going to forget when I find out that I'm playing a man-to-man team and they're a press man and I got my butt whipped. I whipped out a note and I was like, use motion, run crossing routes, do something, run with the quarterback to see if they have option responsibilities. You write all of that down, you will never forget it. Johnny, what's going on, man? How are you doing from Long Island? I hear you. Robert, what's going on? How are you doing? Alvin, welcome. All right, if the defensive tackles are both in the one, should we bother with inside zone or if then to something else or what? Okay, so let's draw it up. Let me bring this up right here. Boom. Boom. Up. All right, let me switch over. So here, what? Here and here? Is that what you're saying? And then what? They're giving you this? I'm just writing stuff because Is that the look you were getting? If that's the case, I mean, you can still wash them down, hit it, combo. Can you do that? I'm asking, is the defensive tackles better? Because if they're better, then, that's going to suck right there. Shooting the double A gaps, that is difficult. You could always do something else. What are they doing with the backers? And, my whole thing, if they're going to do this, hit them out here. Do something. Jet sweep, bubble, something to attack the flanks. That is what that's what I have found this year during spring ball. Attack the flanks, man. Do what you can to loosen them up. And then once they loosen up, then you attack the middle. That's what I like. Alvin, playing Madden against AI, if this, then that. Yeah, y'all heard me when we had COVID. Madden, I think, makes you a better play caller because you have to, one, think about what you're doing, and two, we know what we're doing when we're playing Madden, yet we're throwing stupid interceptions, YOLOing it to someone that's in triple coverage. If we're doing that and we're the expert, what do you think the kids are going to do when it's live bullets going around? That's what it made for me. Steve, for sure, let's talk some Loki. I cannot wait. Fidel, I have to say I was upset with you on how excited you are about it. So, hey, man, Buck Sweep is amazing. I will never go back. It is great. It works. I was talking to a buddy of mine. I'm not going to name drop, but he thinks I'm crazy. I think offenses is circular. Now we're going back to tight ends, wings, coming back around. You can still run your same stuff. You can still do a 3-day install, all of that stuff. But I think defenses, I'm telling you, go to, if you have enough money, $40, $50 that you want to buy something, go to CoachTube and buy just a couple of defensive clinic talks and look at what they're drawing up their defense against. It is not the wing tight end sets. It is air raid. It is H-back inside zone. They really don't talk about counter. You may have the one or two Cody Alexander stuff, but it's all about passing routes off, dropping back, cutting, who's got number 3, the whole rat, all of that stuff that I am not smart enough. And if you go back and actually listen to the last defensive talk I had, quarters coverage is coming up because a lot of offensive coaches are doing 2 passing concepts, 4 verts or slant bubble. They're unimaginative. So think about if you get that tight end or that wing and you were doing something that they're not used to seeing, then they have to, their butthole gets tight butthole, man. They don't know what to do. And then you can still add in those passing concepts that you like, corner or snag, whichever one. We'll talk about that in a little bit in the Twitter section, segment of this. Or shallow cross, because now you can settle up and just say, hey, when we run this, the tight end's always got the drag, the slot always got the dig. Or stick or Y cross. Now you have those, and they have to worry about the running element. Even if you suck at the running element, you're messing with defensive coordinators. I promise you that is what's going to happen. I got on my soapbox right there. Kirby, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Rod, pin and pull is good versus 4-eye. Yes. Against 4-eye, also, if you have a decent tackle that can move, you can run dart. I know that's what Baylor did a while ago under Art Briles, and it was good. If there's a 4-eye, just trap them. Yes. Chapman, love having answers for defense's response. Yes, that is right. I love having answers too. Johnny, counter tray is nice versus the tight front. There's a reason why the Washington Redskins won at running the counter tray all the time. If then, for when they plug every freaking gap, go deep, man. You can't load the box if you go deep. Just throw the ball a couple of times. They'll loosen up, I promise. What offense would be good to run with an inexperienced O-line? Any offense, because they have no experience in it. What is the offense you believe in? Run that. Because the only way to get experience is if they run something. So don't say, hey, I'm going to run the air raid this year because they don't have experience. And then the next year be like, okay, they have a little bit of experience, so we're going to run the power air raid. And then the next year be like, you know what? They have a lot of experience now. Let's go to the Flexbone. Just pick an offense and say, hey, you're gonna learn this offense. And then we're gonna get great at whatever offense it is and just dive into it, man. Yeah, we could, but that backside defensive tackle. Okay, if they're so they're giving something up. Where are they giving it up? If you look at it, I mean, I know we're just drawing plays in the dirt right here, but if this is what they're given, you can actually, I mean, the bubble's right here. Just double team, lead him up, out, and then quarterback ISO. Find out what they're giving up and then attack it. Don't try to say, hey, I want to run inside zone against this. Sometimes it doesn't work. Doesn't work. So go to the next one. That's why you have to have that if-then. If they run these two, well, then we'll run quarterback ISO. And that'll work a lot better than just trying to make and force inside zone to work when it shouldn't right there. Gotcha. Okay, if-then to jet. Yeah, it could be. If they go for 2 1s, then we run jet sweep to the outside because their interior guys are there. They're not going to be able to do anything. Christopher, hey, coach, as an aspiring offensive coach with no experience, what would you suggest studying first? Everything. Just go into it. That's what I did. I'm still doing it. I'm coming up. I just got done recording a video on the review of the belly from the pistol. I'm learning it all, man. I'm alternating between offense and defense. Also, if you want to be an offensive guy and consider yourself an offensive guy, you better be studying what they're doing on defense. Get all the defensive coaches, courses, figure out what they're doing, and then try to reverse engineer that. That's what I would do. And remember, you don't know anything because even I don't. And I've been doing this for 12 years. Pin and pull possibly against a double one tech. You could. 110% going back to 21 personnel. CCU and Buffalo. Now Kansas is the future. I think it's coming back. It's coming. Nick Saban said it best, and he's a freaking brilliant SOB. Somebody's going to line up in wishbone, and these defensive coordinators are not going to know what to do because they've never faced it. So if he's saying that, and he said that like 3 or 4 years ago, freaking get on it. Do it. It's kind of like, the nerds back in the day saying get on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is going to be the future. And then now everyone's like freaking millionaires because of Dogecoin and stuff like that when you're like, oh, I should have done that. When smart people say something, realize it and be like, hey, I'm not as smart as them. I haven't won as many championships as them. This man knows what he's talking about. I'm going to start looking into that. And that's what I've been doing. All right. I like Madden, but NCAA videos made for yeah, I can't wait until NCAA 2028 is coming. You're never going to see me again because I'm going to take that day off and then do it. Coach Steve, absolutely. We went hand down tight end, wing, H-backs with tight end. Yeah. They don't. Coach Marion talking about when he was at William & Mary, how they had those double tights, triple tights, and how it added another element to their offense. You can say, I'm going to get good at this concept, whatever it is, wide zone, inside zone, buck sweep, like Coastal Carolina, some form of the option, or you're going to pass the ball. But if you do that and you have different personnel groupings, I promise you, the more defensive coordinators I have talked to in this offseason and on the showcast, the more I realize they cannot stand multiple formations and personnel, especially within one. So if you have that, you can flex a dude out, then you can bring them in, and you can do all this kind of stuff with the same personnel package. That drives them crazy. The one thing you have to make sure you do not do is you can't run only a handful of plays per formation because the smart ones, the smart DCs, they'll figure that out and they'll know, oh, when he gets in this first personnel, he's only running duo, wide zone, jet, and some kind of bootleg pass. You want to be able to have a multiple formations if that's the route you are going. You want to be able to run everything in your playbook so that you keep that defensive coordinator's beehole this tight and he doesn't know exactly what you're doing. That is what you need to do. All right, Fidel, good stuff. Thank you. People forget about the tight end, especially in high school. Everyone forgets about it. I believe in the double wing offense. Then, Kirby, you become the best double wing guy in the freaking world. Just a little suggestion, though. Pass the ball just a little bit. That's it. A little bit more than normal. Instead of 3 times, do it 6 times. Just double it. I promise you, you will murder teams. You will murder them. But that's what you do. Look at the NFL, the teams that go opposite the league trends win. Everyone passes, then everyone builds passing Ds so that, yeah, Seahawks Super Bowl year. Yep. I bet you the Titans go off this year. I cannot wait for that. But you're absolutely right, Coach Chapman. Love you stuff, Coach. Thanks. Hey, Brenton, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. From my deep dive into Wing-T, run and shoot, belly is just wide zone with extra steps. Yes. Everybody says belly is the hidden jewel of the Wing-T. I like it. I like the buck sweep, man. It is nice. Some coach said that every 10 years someone reinvents counter tray. Can't remember who it is. Johnny, you just did it. I'm giving you the stuff. Wishbone offense going to the moon with Doge. Yeah. I tell you what, man. I don't know about y'all. Sometimes I just look up random highlights from different offenses on YouTube. There was this school maybe 3 or 4 years ago that ran the Wishbone, murder teams. I mean, it was unbelievable how many points they were scoring and everything. It was great. I love it. Check it out. Coach, are you a no-huddle team? I was. Not so much anymore. We are working on some cool stuff, and that's all I'm going to say. I'll talk about it more during the season, but we don't have the numbers. We are up-tempo in a certain way. We have one-word plays. We have repeats, things like that, but we're kind of slowing it down just a little bit because we have a lot of kids going both ways. We are essentially a 1A school playing at a 2A school level. So that's what it is. Matt, did someone say inside veer? Yes, it's like Candyman. You say inside veer 3 times, and all of a sudden Flexbone coaches are going to come up. I love inside veer. I freaking love it. It's unbelievable. That's what I like. So, Rodney, I'm a new coach from New Jersey. Can I get some help and suggestions on a different defense against the Wing-T? There's a course if you go to CoachTube. In fact, let me find it. Coach Vass put out a course. It's like a 7-hour dissertation on how to defend the Wing-T. And from everybody that I have heard about, this is the course to get. So I'm going to drop that into chat right there. Boom. There you go. That is the course to get right there. Okay. Let's see. Kirby, Holloway was brought up as a double winger coach. McKie is 100% correct. A half-decent passing offense will be. That's all I'm saying. That's the only thing, Tony, I'm glad you brought that up. Wing-T teams, Flexbone teams, double wing, single wing, just throw it more than you normally would. Just double it. And for y'all that's not saying it. Now, if it's like a team that throws the ball 20 times and then you're going to throw the ball 40 times, that's a big thing. But if you're a team that only throws it 4 or 5 times a game, doubling that to 10, oh my God, you want to talk about a loose box or just a touchdown waiting to happen at least 3 times. Just throw it a little bit more. That's it. Game changer right there. Big. It's a school in Texas that runs the slot T perfection. I can't say that because I'm illiterate. If y'all can get me in touch with a slot T coach so I can bring them on the showcast, that would be amazing because I want to talk to the slot T. I don't know anything about the slot T. I know Sean Lyota has talked to a couple of coaches about the slot T. They won't talk to me. I want to talk to them. I want to know why are they more secretive than the run and shoot back in the day. I know there's a course on CoachTube about the tempo slot T. I just want someone to dive into it, man. That's what I want. But hey, real quick, before we get into the Twitter segment, I just want to say, if you need help practicing, setting up your perfect practice plan and everything like that, I did a mini workshop, planning the perfect practice. It's got over 100 coaches in there so far. They're loving it. You can just go to perfectfootballpractice.com and you can check it out, man. I freaking love it. It's probably one of the best courses I've put out. I'm constantly updating it, everything like that. So just check that out. And now for the Twitter segment of the show. Hike. Now, I got a lot of comments on this, and I want to know what y'all's opinions are. A lot of people said the 3-man snag is not Y corner. And I strongly disagree with that. I think the 3-man snag is the same thing as Y corner. The only difference is the read. Let me draw this up real quick. What I mean by that is with the snag, you are kind of going 1, 2, 3 hitch, and then you want to throw it to the snag route. And then based on what the defense does, then you alternate between the corner, which is not really a corner, it's a sail, or the flat. So if this is the line, please don't hate me, guys. We're going like this, all right? So on this is corner. And on this side, this is snag. And again, I learned snag from Noel Mazzoni, the guru of snag. So here it's 4 steps and then corner. A lazy slant, and then you're settling up, and then the swing. Over here, Noel teaches it like a 15-yard out, foot fire, snag, and then a swing or a shoot or whatever it is. To me, corner, it goes 1, 2, 3. The snag, it goes 1, 2, 3. That is the only difference to me. That is it. Depending on who you want to get the ball to first. If my outside guy is better, I'm going snag because I want the ball in his hands first. If my slot guy is better, I'm going corner because I want the wide to have the ball first. That is just my interpretation of these two plays. But I mean, the legend himself, Kurt Warner, said it was different. And I'm like, Kurt, I love you, man. I love you. But how is it different? And he, of course, he's not going to say anything. But look, happy to unless it's man and can live with it. I don't understand that. I don't understand how it's different because to me, it's the same. What do y'all think? Let's see what you think. Core plays and answers. Learned it from Jeff Mullen on the Big O system. Gordon, I've tried to get him on. We can't get connected with that. That was weird that I just that I just did that. Can't get to connected with his schedule, but I want him on because he's the man. I love his stuff. I'm glad you got that. Alvin, tight ends create an extra gap for them to defend. Yes, that workshop is 100% worth it. Good stuff, Coach. Owen, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Hey, shoot me an email. I want to get your story. There's something I want to talk to you about. Scroll down when you see my comment on the tweet. Let me see. What do you say? I don't see anything there. Tony? What'd you say? How about people who say why corner equals smash? I see that because you got a high-low. If you look at it, I mean, I can understand that. You got a high-low right here on it. But to me, smash is just here or a pigtail. I think the best smashes that I've seen, they've pigtailed this guy and really put this corner in a bind right here. Because if they're playing stuff and he goes in this way, then that corner's just going to pass him off and then he's going to do something. And this is one of the reasons why I like shoots over swings. Because if it's a swing, this corner's going to drift back. He's like, you know what? I'm going to let you throw that ball in the flats on a swing because you still have to make 5 yards before you even get to the line of scrimmage. Whereas the shoot triggers him now. I figured that out last year, and it worked really well. Let's see. Fidel. Don't kill me, but I heard a coach, no name drop, speak on the 8 concept. Is that corner? Yes. Are you talking about Drew? Drew loves to name drop those numbers. I'm too dumb to know the numbers. Or could be Nape or Leach. It's the exact same play. Coach Lance, yes. Anyone going to Texas Clinic next week? I would love to. We're starting spring ball. So that's it. And again, coaches, this showcast brought to you by the Perfect Play Practice Mini Workshop. I appreciate y'all being here. I hope y'all have a great night. Be on the lookout. Got something coming out on Thursday. And until next time, let's tune in to Master the Spread, score points, and have fun. Y'all have a great night.